you ever wondered why some people seem to live in peace, while others are constantly surrounded by suffering? Why some lives flow gently, while others feel like they are trapped in an endless cycle of struggle? What if the answer is not outside, but hidden deep inside the way we live every single day? In Buddhism, there is a teaching so simple, yet so powerful. It quietly shapes your destiny, your happiness, and even your next life. It is called the 10 Wholesome Actions, not something distant, not something complicated, just 10 small choices that can completely change the direction of your life. And today, I will walk with you, step by step, through each of them. Everything you see in this world, people, animals, trees, cities, even the life you are living right now, all of it rests on one invisible foundation, just like everything stands upon the earth. All beings, from ordinary people to the wise, to enlightened beings, are shaped by their actions. More specifically, by 10 wholesome actions. These actions do more than just make you a good person. They protect you from falling into suffering, from walking into darkness, and at the same time, they quietly open a door to peace, to clarity, to a life filled with harmony. If cultivated deeply, they can even lead you beyond this world, beyond suffering itself. That's why, for anyone walking the path of awareness, these 10 actions are not optional. They are the foundation. The first wholesome action is simple, yet profound. To abandon killing, look around you. Every creature, whether it walks, flies, swims, or crawls silently beneath the earth, each one wants to live. Each one feels pain. Each one clings to life just like you. From the smallest insect to the largest animal, all of them are part of the same cycle of existence. In Buddhism, it is said that all beings are heirs to their actions. Today they may be animals, but one day they may return as human beings. And if we act in ignorance, cruelty, or hatred, then we ourselves may fall into those same states of suffering. So the teaching is clear: do not kill, do not harm. Not even the smallest life should be taken lightly. But this teaching goes even deeper. Even trees, plants, though they do not feel pain like animals, still carry life in their own way. To destroy carelessly is to lose connection with compassion. And when a person truly stops harming, something begins to change. Slowly, anger fades, cruelty softens, a quiet, gentle energy begins to grow inside, a warmth that spreads outward, touching everything around them. At that moment, the first wholesome action is no longer just a rule. It becomes a living presence. All beings share the same fragile life. All feel pain, just as we do. How could we harm another when their suffering mirrors our own? Now, let's move to the second wholesome action, to abandon stealing. At first, It may sound obvious. Of course, we shouldn't steal, but look deeper, and you'll begin to see it's not that simple. Everything we own in this life, our food, our clothes, our home, comes from somewhere. Some people are born into abundance because of the merit they have accumulated. But for most people, what they have is built through effort, through long days, through sleepless nights, through quiet sacrifices no one sees. And yet, there are also those who gain wealth through dishonesty, through manipulation, through harm. But such wealth never lasts, because the law of cause and effect never forgets. What is taken unjustly will always return as suffering. Maybe not today, but one day it will. So when the thought of taking something that is not yours appears, it is not just a small mistake. It is the beginning of something much darker, because that thought is born from greed, and greed blinds the mind. It slowly erases conscience until a person can no longer see right from wrong. And from that single seed, many other wrong actions begin to grow. Deception, violence, even destruction of others' lives, all of it can begin with just one moment of greed. That is why a true practitioner does not only avoid stealing. They go further. They train themselves, not even to desire what belongs to others, even if something has little value, even if no one is watching, even if they could take it easily. They choose not to. Imagine a world where no one steals, where nothing needs to be locked, where doors can remain open without fear, where something lost on the street is returned with kindness. No walls, no suspicion, no fear, only trust flowing quietly between people. That world may seem impossible, but it begins with a single choice. Your choice to take what is not yours is to bind yourself to suffering. Through countless lives, the debt will always return. The third wholesome action is often misunderstood. It is not about denying love. It is about protecting it. To abandon sexual misconduct. In every society, in every culture, there is one thing that holds everything together: the family. When a family is strong, society is stable. When a family breaks, everything begins to fall apart. True love is not just emotion. It is loyalty. It is responsibility. It is the willingness to stay even when things are difficult. But when desire takes control, when people begin to chase pleasure without boundaries, without responsibility, something fragile begins to crack. Trust disappears. Arguments grow. Hearts grow distant. And slowly, what once was warm becomes cold. When betrayal enters a relationship, it does not only hurt two people, it echoes outward, to children, to families, to lives that are shaped by that broken bond. Children who grow up without stability often carry invisible wounds. They lose trust. They lose direction, and sometimes they fall into paths of suffering. That is why this teaching is not about restriction. It is about protection. Protecting love, protecting trust, protecting the foundation of human life. A person who understands this will never destroy another family for a moment of desire. They will never trade something real for something temporary. How can love survive when loyalty fades away? A moment of desire can shatter a lifetime of peace. Now we come to something we all use every single day: words. The fourth wholesome action is to abandon false speech. Words cost nothing, and yet they can build a life or destroy one. A single truthful word can bring trust, can heal pain, can connect hearts, but a single lie can do the opposite. It can start wars, break families, ruin lives, and leave scars that never truly disappear. Think about it. How many times in history has a lie led to hatred? How many times has a truth been twisted to serve selfish intentions? There are lies that cause people to turn against each other. Lies that destroy someone's reputation. Lies that send innocent people into suffering. And sometimes, a lie is so powerful, it can take away someone's entire future. When someone lies, something inside them changes. Little by little, their integrity fades, their inner strength weakens, and eventually, they no longer recognize who they truly are. That is why, in this teaching, truth is not just a rule, it is a path. To speak truthfully is to align your words with reality, to become someone others can trust. Imagine a world where no one lies, where every word spoken is honest, clear, and sincere. No confusion, no betrayal, no hidden agendas, just clarity and peace, even in the face of danger, even when it is difficult. Those who walk the path of truth do not betray it, because truth is not just what they say, it is who they are. Words may seem light, yet they carry the weight of truth. Speak with honesty, and your voice becomes a path of peace. If lying is dangerous, then this next action is even more destructive. To abandon slander, false accusations, harmful speech. A lie may confuse, but a false accusation can destroy. It is not just untrue. It is intentional harm. When someone falsely accuses another, they are not just speaking, they are pushing someone toward suffering. A single accusation can take away a person's honor, their reputation, their future, and sometimes it pushes them into darkness. They may never escape. This kind of speech does not come from ignorance alone. It comes from something deeper, from jealousy, from anger, from hatred. When these emotions grow strong, they blind the mind. They strip away compassion. They turn a human being into something unrecognizable. At that moment, words become weapons, invisible but deeply destructive, and once released, they cannot be taken back. That is why those who understand this teaching choose silence over harming others. They speak only when their words bring truth, only when their words bring peace, because they know once harm is done, the consequences will follow. A single cruel word can carry the weight of many sins. Better to remain silent than to wound another soul. Now, we move to something subtle, but happens everywhere. To abandon harsh speech. Not all harmful words are lies. Some words are simply harsh, rude, angry, cutting. You've heard them before. Maybe you've even said them. A sharp tone, a careless insult, a moment of anger, spoken out loud, and just like that, a relationship changes. Harsh words may not seem as dangerous as lies or accusations, but they carry a different kind of damage. They hurt immediately. They leave emotional wounds that linger. A single sentence can stay in someone's heart for years, because behind those words is a mind that has not yet been trained, a mind still driven by impulse, by emotion, by reaction. When anger rises and we speak without awareness, we are no longer in control, and in that moment, we don't just hurt others, we lose something within ourselves: dignity, clarity, calmness. But a person who cultivates awareness speaks differently. Their words are gentle, kind, respectful. Even in difficult situations, they choose calm over reaction, understanding over aggression. People like that are often described as having a fragrance in their speech, because their words bring comfort, not pain. Harsh words cut deeper than blades. Gentle words heal unseen wounds. Choose kindness in your speech, and peace will follow. Now, we come to something most people overlook, something that seems harmless, but slowly shapes the mind. To abandon idle chatter. Not all speech is harmful, but not all speech is meaningful either. Think about it. How much time do we spend talking about things that don't matter? Gossip, empty jokes, endless chatter that leads nowhere. At first, it feels harmless, just passing time, just filling silence, but over time, it becomes a habit, a mind that constantly speaks without purpose begins to lose depth. Clarity fades, focus weakens, and slowly the mind becomes restless. There is an old saying, if you do not nourish the mind, it will fill itself with noise, and that noise becomes your thinking, your personality, your life. Idle words may seem small, but like drops of water, they accumulate. One drop, then another, until one day they fill an entire ocean, and by then it is no longer easy to return to silence. A mindful person does not speak less because they must. They speak less because they understand. They choose words that are meaningful, useful, kind, and when there is nothing worth saying, they choose silence, not an empty silence, but a peaceful one. Empty words fill the mind with noise. Meaningful words bring clarity. Speak with purpose, or let silence guide you. Now, we go deeper, beyond actions, beyond words, into the mind itself. The 8th wholesome action is to abandon greed. At first, greed doesn't look dangerous. It hides as desire, wanting food when you're hungry, wanting success, wanting a better life. These are natural. They are not the problem. But greed is something else. It is the feeling of never being satisfied. No matter how much you have, it is never enough. You get one thing, you want another. You reach one goal, you chase a bigger one. And slowly, without realizing it. You are no longer living. You are chasing. Greed whispers quietly, just a little more. Then you'll be happy. But that moment never comes, because greed does not end with fulfillment. It grows with it. It makes you compare. It makes you look at what others have and feel incomplete. It pushes you to take, to compete, to consume without awareness. And in the end, it leaves behind something heavy: stress, restlessness, emptiness. In Buddhist teaching, greed is described as a fire that never stops burning. The more you feed it, the stronger it becomes, and eventually, it consumes everything, even your peace. But when greed fades, something beautiful appears: contentment, freedom, lightness. You begin to see that what you have is already enough. And in that moment, you stop chasing. You start living. No fire burns like greed. It consumes the heart without mercy. But when desire is released, freedom quietly appears. Now, we face something even more powerful, something that can destroy everything in a single moment. Anger. The ninth wholesome action is to abandon hatred. Anger does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it begins as a small irritation, a slight discomfort, a moment of frustration. Something doesn't go your way, and your mind reacts. At first, it seems harmless, but if it repeats again and again, something changes. That irritation turns into resentment. That resentment turns into anger, and anger, if left unchecked, becomes hatred. At that point, it no longer stays inside. It wants to act, to destroy, to hurt. And in that moment, you are no longer in control. Anger takes over. It burns everything. It destroys relationships. It erases compassion. It blinds judgment. And worst of all, it destroys you, because anger does not punish the other person first. It punishes you. A single moment of anger can undo years of goodness. A single act driven by hatred can change the course of a life, and sometimes it leads to consequences that cannot be reversed. But when anger is understood, when it is seen clearly, something shifts. You no longer react immediately. You begin to observe. You notice it rising. You notice it passing. And slowly, its power weakens. In its place, something else appears: calmness, patience, compassion. In Buddhist teaching, the absence of anger is not emptiness. It is loving kindness, a gentle, cooling presence that brings peace to yourself and to everyone around you. No fire burns like anger. It destroys both self and others. But where anger ends, peace begins. Now, we arrive at the final wholesome action, and also the most important one: to abandon wrong view and cultivate right understanding. Because everything you do, everything you say, everything you become begins with how you see the world. If your view is distorted, your choices will follow. If your understanding is incomplete, your life will reflect that. Wrong view is not simply being mistaken. It is when someone sees something incorrectly and still believes that they are right, and worse, they defend it, they spread it, they build their life upon it. There are those who believe that life ends at death, that nothing continues, no cause, no consequence, so they live only for pleasure, only for the present moment, without care, without responsibility. And there are those who believe the opposite, that everything is fixed, that nothing changes, that no matter what they do, their fate is already decided. So they stop trying, they stop growing, they stop questioning. Both of these views lead to suffering because they ignore one essential truth: cause and effect. Your actions matter, your thoughts matter, your life is shaped by them. Right view is seeing things as they truly are, to see without distortion, without adding emotion, without projecting desire, without twisting reality, to see clearly what is happening in Buddhist teaching. This means seeing truth as truth, hearing truth as truth, knowing truth as truth, without bias, without illusion. When this clarity appears, something changes. Confusion fades, doubt fades, fear fades, and in their place comes understanding, a steady, unshakable awareness that guides every step of your life. This is the beginning of wisdom, and from this point, the path becomes clear. So now, you have seen all 10. 3 actions of the body, 4 actions of speech, 3 actions of the mind. Together, they form something powerful, a complete way of living. When your body is pure, your actions bring no harm. When your speech is pure, your words bring peace. When your mind is pure, your life becomes clear. And when all 3 align, something extraordinary happens. Suffering begins to fade, not because the world changes, but because you do. In that state, the doors to suffering close. No more falling into darkness, no more wandering without direction. Instead, new doors open: peace, clarity, freedom, a life guided not by impulse, but by awareness. And if one continues to cultivate these actions again and again, life after life, they move closer to complete freedom, to a state beyond suffering. But it all begins with something very simple, a single choice. Today, to walk the path of goodness is to walk toward freedom, step by step, until nothing remains but peace. Bottom of form.